Hey everybody, welcome to day three. And day three is all about what it's like on the course. So obviously, day one, we have to think about selecting the course. And once you've selected your course and you're comfortable and confident, we again can talk about what's on the actual course itself. Now, obviously, we provide the diploma in personal training, so we went through everything on day two that's actually involved in the course. But what is it like to actually be on the course? That's the big thing some people might want to know about. And that's what day three is all about. So let's bring up the slides. Day three, during the course. What's it actually like? So during the course, we're going to cover what level two really is expecting from you, what level three kind of expectations we have, and the do's and don'ts when it comes to your course. So let's jump on. Level two gym instructing expectations. So, as we've talked about, we will be doing the LAP, which is the Learner Achievement Portfolio. And depending on the course you select, we will be asking you to complete tasks. Now, obviously, each individual week that you do the course with us, if you do the live version, we will give you homework. If you do the e-learning version, it's up to you to submit your work on the time frame you want to submit it, but you should still follow the guidelines of what tasks should be done and done next. So, complete your LAP tasks on time. Find a client for your consultation. Now, obviously, that client is also going to be the one you use for your assessment. So, bear that in mind when you are looking at a client. Can they actually do the gym sessions with you? Do they have the membership to the same gym? And it could be a friend or family member, so that doesn't really matter if it is somebody random you're finding or not. Typically, we would advise getting somebody you know because that will just make completing your course that little bit easier. Use the client for the gym session. So make sure, even if you have to get a family member a day pass, that you can use them for that consultation and gym session. Because the consultation will set them up for you to build that basic program for them and then to do that in the gym. For the group assessment, you will need three people, and typically, what we advise here is speaking to the gym and asking if the staff would be able to help you out. There is ways of doing your assessment that can cover all the elements, and you only need 30 minutes of people's time. So we will help you when it comes to getting this done. And it's not something to panic about. A lot of people will panic about it, but if you already have your client, you only need two other people to be there. And again, we will talk you through how to complete that assessment, even if you're struggling a little bit for people. Study A&P in your own time. Now, we advise that you put an hour a week aside for it and try to take a unit at a time. It's not a lot of learning when you look at how much material you need to read, but at the same time, you might need more time. So adding in some extra study time is probably recommended for most people, especially if anatomy and physiology is something you've not done before or don't have any knowledge on. We do also say the expectation is always ask for support if you need it. And that's because most students will need support at some point, and that's okay. We don't expect you to know everything on this course. We don't expect you to fully understand everything that's thrown at you the first time it is thrown at you. So, asking questions, making sure you feel comfortable with the content, making sure you feel comfortable with what you're going to be doing. And if there is something that you're just not quite grasping, just asking about it is going to really help. Because if we can explain it in better terms for you, and not just the terms that we explain to the group, we can actually help you on an individual basis learn better. So always ask. When it comes to your level 3 personal training course, the second part of the diploma, we want you to take the feedback you've received at level 2 and take it into this course. For instance, if your consultation, there was some things highlighted about what you could do better, take that into the consultation you do at level 3. If there is some things to do with your practical elements that you could do better at, take it into your level 3. If you didn't get the greatest score at level 2 but still passed your multiple choice exam, maybe think about doing some additional study. We want you to take all of the feedback that you get at level 2 and bring it into level 3 so that you can get better. The idea is not to be perfect, but to continually get better. Understand the jump in answers needed between level 2 and level 3. At level 2, some of the answers you can answer in maybe one sentence, and that's great. At level 3, a lot of your answers will take paragraphs to actually get across what you're trying to explain. So there is going to be a jump in the quality of the answers that you need to put in your portfolios. So with that in mind, just try to make sure that when you are explaining things, it isn't just one word answers, it's not just one sentence, but we actually explain properly what we're trying to get across. We need you to take the time to know what is for the course and what is for real life. And this is something we touched upon on day one. But when you're doing the course, the answers you're giving a lot of the time will be to help you pass the course. It may not be what you do in real life. An example of this will be the programming section of level 2 and level 3. You probably won't use the same structure or the same layout that you do when you go to work in a real personal training environment. There's a lot more detail to the programming that we ask from you, and a lot more knowledge that we might ask from you in that programming. And we need to know that you're capable of that before we let you loose on the public. So that's something to really bear in mind when it comes to what is for the course and what is for real life. You're going to use the same client for the consultation, the PT sessions, and the advanced sessions. Now, the consultation will be done at the beginning again of your level 3 diploma. And that then sets you up to later on do that PT session. There is no issue with you doing the PT session and the advanced sessions on the same day and submitting the videos separately. That's if your client is maybe pressed for time and maybe doesn't have an additional day to come in the gym with you. These are all things we will explain on the course when you go to do assessments, just so that you have an idea of what is really needed on the kind of videos you need to submit. Again, we will ask you to study anatomy and physiology and the nutrition part of the manual in your own time. There will be a nutritional element to the way that we actually teach you on the course. So that's a little bit different in this case, with the anatomy and physiology being a little bit separate to the nutrition. And as we just mentioned at level 2, always ask for support. There are going to be things that pop up that might not seem like the way to go forwards, or you might need an extra support tool, you might need a video done, you might need to see specific documents that we've created to help people complete this course. There is a lot more things going on in this course than you will initially suspect, and a lot more education that you'll need to know in order to pass. So asking for that support is really paramount to your learning, so please do it. Now, the do's and don'ts. Do inform the gym you train at that you're doing your personal training course. When a gym manager sees that you're training people or the client that you've selected, they may suspend you. So it's paramount that you tell the manager of the gym that you are actually doing the personal training course and that it requires you to train a person, and is that okay? Now, sometimes the gym that you work out at will be the gym you end up working in. So having those good relations is actually a good thing. So please do actually do that. Don't train anyone except for the client or the clients that you use for the coursework. It's paramount that you don't train anybody outside of that because you're not qualified yet. And until you are qualified, you won't be able to get insurance. And if you don't have insurance and somebody was to get hurt, they can sue you. And that's not something we want. So let's just make sure that you train only the people you need to for the course. Do start to make connections in the fitness industry, and you can do that multiple different ways. You can do it through speaking to the people in the gym. You can do it through telling people in your social medias that you're doing fitness and following fitness influencers and so on. And you can also do that by speaking to the management team, as I've said to before, speaking to personal trainers in the gym that you work at, asking questions about what they do. Gym instructors, if you're in a leisure centre, are people to speak to as well. But even though you're going to make these connections, don't rely on other trainers to give you answers to the course. A lot of the time, personal trainers will go through courses and they might not go through the same course as you. They might have different tutors that allow them to give various different answers. The way you're going to be taught this course is to give you the best foundation of what you could have for becoming a personal trainer. You're going to take that foundation and then build upon it. So when a personal trainer has built upon that foundation, sometimes they will come from a different place when trying to answer questions. So that will make them incorrect for you, the person doing the course. So don't rely on other trainers to give you answers. If you've got something that you're getting stuck at and it doesn't make sense or you need some support, please ask us. One of the things we do tell all of our students to do is get in the gym and try all the stuff yourself. Even if it's not something you do normally, go and try it because you will need to get proficient at it to showcase it to clients in the future. Even if you think you're never going to be working with clients that do lots of bodybuilding work or clients that do lots of glute activation work, or clients that do lots of body work. It doesn't matter. It's good for you to go and try all this stuff so that you can then showcase it to other people. Don't rely on your prior knowledge because it might not be correct. As much as you think you might know already, there is going to be elements that you learn that is going to be different from what you think it is. Some ways of training you might think are good, but on this course, you might find out more about them and decide that that's not the way to train. So, as much as your prior knowledge and experience is good to have, please be open-minded when you become a trainer because we should not be dealing in absolutes. When you come to do different styles of training, we have to look at what fits the person rather than what fits everybody. So that's kind of what to expect on the course. It's not a big video today, but I think it gets across all the things that you really need to know. And in knowing all that stuff, you can then move forward, complete your course, and then comes day 4, which is all about after the course. Because you do need to think about that even when you are going to select your personal course and become a trainer for the first time. So, thank you again for joining us. It's been great to see everybody back for day 4. And with this shorter video, it obviously means that you can go away and try to disseminate the stuff we've had on the other days. And until next time, please take care, and I look forward to seeing you on day 4.